In the 1990s, video games went through a glory period. As new technology was coming out, video games was getting better, and even though back then playing video games basically made you the biggest nerd in school, if you were willing to put that behind you, kicking back at your local arcade or hang out with like friends and shit, and like that one kid that you knew you was gonna beat all the time, so like he was like, hey yo, wanna play Street Fighter? And he's like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna play the fucking one chick that kicks a lot, and you just played Ryu, and yeah, we all know how that shit goes. When home consoles came out, shit, guess what happened? Another fucking glory period. And it was like, boom, look at this. This game came out, and this game came out. And these graphics, although fucking Lara Croft has square titties, hey, it's better than fucking pixelated titties. And then with that, obviously, you know, a bunch of game companies, they make the great games, and then the sequels to those great games, sometimes a little bit too many sequels. But one game company to come out during that time period was Rockstar Games. Well, they didn't really come out, like, they didn't come out the closet, but like, you know what I mean, like, they were like, hey yo, we have this game where you get to shoot people and steal cars, and everyone ate that shit up. And then, you know, GTA 2 came out, GTA 3 came out, and it was like, hey yo, guess what? We're 3D now. Now you get to shoot people and steal cars in virtual reality. And everyone's like, yo! Sorry. And then like Vice City came out, and then San Andreas came out, and like Rockstar Games was basically the masters of making games where you get to kill people and like steal cars and shit. Yeah, we all kind of psychopaths, but like, hey yo, the people ain't real. I ain't actually technically killing anyone. With that, so, you know, there's gonna be the copycats. Okay, I said it. Okay, look, Saints Row fans, I know how y'all be all up in your feelings. Like, oh, please, Saints Row is a fucking, it's original. No, it's not, bitch. Okay, like if GTA never came out, there would be no Saints Row. Let's all see it, okay? And a lot of people watching the videos like, what the fuck is Saints Row? And if you're thinking Saints Row is like just a game with, you know, fucking grotesque baseball bats and like kicking people in the nuts and shit, you're kind of right. But there was a time where Saints Row is actually like a game about gangs and shit. Sound original? Of course it does. Saints Row, to me at least, has been a game that's always been like the best kept secret in gaming. And I say that in like, shit, if I'm being honest, I really wish these games blew up, or at least like the first two blew up more than they have, because I really feel like these games are treasures and they're really fun to play. Even though they don't really provide much other than like the storyline and shit. Come on, like, it's 2006 when this game came out. And even though like other games is like more expandable, like come bro, come on, no one cares about online gaming and shit. Like come on, bro. And plus, like, it's a fucking sandbox game. No one's gonna be like, hey yo, this fucking online sucks and shit. So I remember when I was a little kid. Yes, I know I was a little kid once. Hard to believe it. And I was like, hey yo, mom, can I have Grand Theft Auto? And she was like, psych! You thought I was gonna let you have that game that's about killing strippers and fucking doing cocaine and fucking like all that shit. But no, you can like, you know, have this one where it's like, you know, it looks a lot more kid friendly, even though the cover is literally less kid friendly than most GTA games. Like, bro, there's a fucking fat dude with a gun. Like, what do you think this is? I was about to make a joke. I'm not gonna say that. So I got the Saints Row 1. The Saints Row 1, there was only one copy because the game was ass. Like, I went to the GameStop like so many times and they're like, what the fuck is Saints Row? Wait, there's a Saints Row that isn't the third? And then I bought this shit. I put that shit in my like 720p Xbox 360, because back then I didn't have an HDMI. I had like those 3 cords that you plug into the back of your TV, and you had to like be a fucking, back then it was like fucking, I felt like I was the hacker from the show about the hacker, and bam. And back then I was a little kid, so like the idea of a bad video game was like nothing, because like nothing was bad when you were a kid. And to me, this game was like the coolest shit ever. Like, I was like, whoa, this is like Grand Theft Auto, but not Grand Theft Auto. It's like Grand Theft Auto, but purple. And yeah, and I had a lot of fun with it as a kid. That's why I'm making this video about it. Now, enough about this introduction, let's get into what Saints Row is about. Volition, I'm gonna get so much hate if I'm saying it. Volition started development of Saints Row in 2003, shortly after Grand Theft Auto San Andreas trailer leaked, which threw Saints Row back even more years, because interesting fact, before the Saints were gonna be rocking purple, they were gonna be rocking green. And then like Rockstar was like, aha, it's like, that ain't happening. And then yeah, with fear of copyright, they changed the game color to purple. The idea of Saints Row came from a few members of Volition creating a vision board filled with like movie ideas and shit, with the song Fuck the Police in the background. Now, THQ saw this, was like, yo, this is original. But they were like, okay, we're gonna let you make this game, but 2 rules. No children, because you know, you can't be fucking shooting minors and shit. And no police violence. Now, you're probably thinking, how the fuck do you make a game about gang violence without, you know, at least a little bit of shooting cops in the dome? And that's when, like, THQ finally came to this sense. It was like, fine, we'll let you guys shoot police. Funny enough, people that was on the Volition team hated working on, well, I don't want to say everyone, but like a lot of people hated working on this game because like, it was like, bro, we really just made this fucking game called Red Faction. I think that's what it's called. Don't fucking quote me on that. Which is, if I'm being honest, I've only played one Red Faction. It was the one that was made all of them was made a long time ago. You get the idea. And then they were like, now we have to make this fucking game where everything's fucking criminals and shit. Fuck, I hate this. And then like, the game was successful and they were like, yo, let's do it again. And yeah, originally the game was gonna be called Bling Bling, which is the worst fucking name I've ever heard of in my life. It sounds like a fucking like 90s rap album, or like fucking rapper name. And then yeah, with no information of the 7th generation, they basically made the game to be on PS2. That's why it looks fucking ass. Not like bad ass, like flat ass, but like, you know, it's curvature, but like not too curvy ass. So the game was supposed to be on PlayStation 2. Now with that, Saints Row in 2006, after a fucking long time period of it being made, it being delayed, and then it being made again, it finally came out. Interesting fact about this game, it's actually the first game on the Xbox 360 that was a sandbox game. That's cool fact, right? Yeah, the thing that sucked is that the game didn't really like sell as well as like Volition hoped. Now it's still like it didn't do bad. It just didn't do good. But it did good enough for THQ to be like, hey yo, I know how much your team hated making this game. You want to do it again? And then yeah, they did. Now, I'm gonna be reviewing this game, and there's gonna be 3 sections to how I'm gonna be reviewing it: gameplay, side shit, and the storyline. I'm saving the storyline for last because I'm gonna go into great detail on the storyline. Because yeah, that's gonna be a lot of the time, and also I don't want to like spoil anything, even though the game is like older than most people who are gonna be watching this video. So yeah, let's get into the gameplay, shall we? First things first, when you boot up the game, get past the character customization, you're gonna notice the first thing. Why the fuck is A to drive and X to decelerate? Now, I understand that, like, maybe they just want to be, like, originals, like, ayo, if you have, like, the exact same control scheme, like, people are gonna get mad at us. But still, now, you get used to it, so, like, it's not that big of a deal. And also, you can't ADS with any of the guns in this game other than the sniper, because, you know, it's a fucking sniper. So, instead of LT being aim in, by the way, I'm saying LT because this game was made for the 360 first, so PlayStation fans, don't fucking dislike this video, or I'm gonna find you and your family and make you guys watch the entire Saints Row fucking, like, trilogy, which honestly is not even that bad. I should make you guys watch Saints Row 4, that's actually the bad one, in my opinion. And then, yeah. Not even Saints Row 4. I'll make you guys watch Gat Out of Hell. Now I'm going on a whole tangent. Like fuck, I have to review these games in the future. Fuck! Anyways. Where was I? Oh yeah, the fucking cars in this game are also pretty fucking ass. Not ass in like they look bad or there's no variation in them. But for some reason, every car in this game is made out of jello, and like if you get hit 2 times, you just blow up. And it was like, what the fuck? This is like 2006. Most cars are still made out of metal. Why the fuck are they blowing up like this? Now, the AI in this game is okay. Like, unless if you have an IQ of a 1, like, you won't die unless it was, like, a final mission of, like, a certain gang, which they all have, like, Desert Eagles and will fucking snipe your dumb ass. And the pedestrians are actually pretty good for 2006 games. They aren't, like, GTA San Andreas level where, like, most of the pedestrians will, like, you can, like, be standing there and they'll, like, legit be doing some cool-ass shit, and you won't even know because you're, like, in the bathroom taking a shit, and your character is standing there. But, you know, they do their job. Like it's not anything special. The drivers get to point A to point B, so like they don't suck, I guess. Now, for some reason, the one biggest annoyance in this game, I don't know if it's because of, you know, the limitations of the hardware back then, but say if you're looking one direction, you see a car coming, you look 180 degrees, and then you look 180 degrees back, the car will despawn most of the time. Ugh, that is so fucking annoying, especially in like activities like insurance fraud, where you literally like, oh my god, it's the most annoying thing ever. And like, you can tell it's intentional, or I hope it's intentional, unless like it just slipped and they didn't play tested. I'm pretty sure that's the word. They didn't play test the game. It was like, bro. But I guess like if it made the game run any better than it did, then like okay, fine, I'll let it slide. And the city is alright, if I'm being honest. It's not like super special. It's not like super memorable. In fact, if I'm being honest, the Saints Row 2 Stillwater is way more memorable than the Saints Row 1. And honestly, this is gonna get a lot of fucking Saints Row fans pissed. But the city is basically Vice City. Like, there's the one side that has the airport, and there's, like, the poor side, but, like, you know, there's a little bit of, like, richness, but not too much. And then you have, like, the side was like, whoa, damn, look at all these lights and shit. Whoa. Yeah, you get the point. Now, first of all, one thing about this game that, like, it's funny as fuck when it came out, it was like basically known as the GTA clone. If you watch the IGN review, it's like GTA. Do you mention like this game is a little bit like GTA? Do you mention GTA? And like
GTA. So on the con side, the game's terribly unoriginal, and it copies GTA to such an extent that some people won't get over it. I actually did because the game's fun.
If I'm being honest, it's funny as fuck. Like most like, I've been on the like what's it called? What fuck? I'm so bad at talking. I've been on the Saints Row Reddit, and it was like, stop comparing this game to GTA 5. It's not funny anymore. Try different jokes. Like honestly, here's the thing about media. There's gonna be copycats. There's gonna be copycats better than other copycats. If I'm being honest, Saints Row sucks. Okay, look, I said it. Okay. Saints Row 1 is not the best. It's great storyline wise. It's not great gameplay wise. Here's why I say that. In GTA, if you want to go fucking play basketball, you can. And that's cool. Well, at least like back then, you was able to play basketball. Reminder, I'm comparing this game to every game that was out in 2006. Or at least every sandbox game that was out in 2006. Like GTA, you can actually like, if you want to be a weirdo, you can like role play like, hey yo, let me go play basketball. Hey yo, let me go shoot up gangs. Hey yo, let me like go do this like normal average. Let me go play pool. You can't do that in this game. In this game, it's like, I don't know, like, there's even a fucking basketball court, and there's no basketball. You didn't even have to, like, fucking, like, make a whole mini game. You could just, like, we can, like, pick up a basketball and throw it, and you could be all funny and shit, throw it at people, and, like, throw it into the hoop, but, like, no. So, yeah, I ain't complaining, but, like, Saints Row does not even compare to GTA, because GTA, you can, like, actually treat it like it's some real shit. In Saints Row, you can't really do that unless you have, like, a good-ass imagination. And that's it. Unless you try buying shit or do the mini activities that, like, don't do shit in this game other than, like, give you respect and money, which you just go to buy shit and then you go broke and then you need to do the activities again. Yeah, there's not much to do in this game. Okay, we're now into the side shit category. Now, for people that don't know and that is new to my channel, which is everyone, side shit is basically like, say if you're done with the storyline, what can you do? Now, don't expect much for this category, okay? One thing, you can rob stores, and the cool thing about this game is stores will close after a certain time, adding, I guess, a little bit of realism. If you rob the store during the day, you basically use, like, you can either go to the vault and, like, do it all sneakily, I think. I don't even know, I actually haven't tried it. Or you can point your gun at the store owner and like, bitch, give me your money! And they're like, oh my god, okay, I'll take you to the vault. And then, like, they'll open the vault for you, and then, like, yeah. Or you can rob it during night, which is actually a much funner way to do it, because one, you get to do the vault minigame, which is the most annoying thing in this game. And then after you open the vault, you get the money, and then you have to, bring the box to a pawn shop. Now, here's the thing. If you don't have a truck, good fucking luck, because you can't put, for some reason you can't just open the door, put the box in the back of the car, or, like, in the trunk of the car, or in the passenger seat. No, you need a fucking truck. And then, like, you go through the most annoying mini game where, like, the box will fall out 2,000 times, and then you deliver it to the pawn shop. I guess it's cool. It's honestly, it's pretty interesting. I will give it that. I didn't even know about this until, like, my third gameplay playthrough, which was, like, literally, I fucking sped run the whole game, just, like, trying to get content for this video. Oh, fuck. I'm talking too much. I need a breather. I need water. Water. Speaking of which, another cool thing about this game is, say if, like, you accidentally drive off the bridge and, like, you end up in the water, you can actually warp to shore, which is, like, one, saves you a bunch of time, and two, since, like, there's jack shit to do in the water, like, Saints Row was like, yeah, we're not gonna make these players suffer through all that. Now, you can also, like, tag walls, which, like, ends up gaining your respect, which will also give you a monster level of, like, gangs and shit. And if you're like a 7 IQ player like me, these fucking tag minigames can be sometimes annoying. It's like fucking trying to do an MK fucking combo. Now, you can also steal CDs. I don't give a shit about this, honestly. I don't know what it does. I think it gives you music, but, like, why the fuck did my door just open? Stop fucking opening! It's scary. Fuck! I'm sorry. There is an online, but, like, good fucking luck trying to find a match. Like, this game is so fucking anciently old. I doubt there's even people playing online, and even if there was, you're not gonna find enough players to even start a match. And from the gameplay I saw, I don't even think I want to play this game online. You can rob a car with a passenger inside, which will, like, have this cool mini game where, like, you have to drive super fast, and if you, like, slow down for a certain amount of time, they will just get out, and you get no respect from it. The car customization is pretty cool. Now, the thing that's annoying is some cars aren't customizable, which is understandable, but there's some cars that's like, why isn't this customizable? Not even my favorite car, the Raycaster, is customizable. Why? Look at this car. Look how beautiful and sexy it is. Now imagine if you was able to put a new hood on it. Oh! But no. The game's like, nah. And the clothing in this game's alright. there was like multiple types of clothing stores. Most will give you like 6 to 10 options of clothing for each type of body part. But like, the thing is, most clothes stores have like clothes that are like, I guess, universal, and then only have like 1 or 2 that are like, hey yo, this is exclusive. Not really that much in this department. That's it. Yeah, when I tell you don't expect much for this category, that's it. Now let's get into my favorite part of this game, the story. Now, before I get into the main storyline, there's something I need to get past y'all. Basically, before you do any mission at all, you need 1 respect. To fill up your respect meter, you can do various of things in the world of Stillwater. Like, you can do activities, which is the most optimal way, like literally. Okay, would you rather fucking do the most monotonous, I can't speak y'all, monotonous tasks, or would you rather just do activities? Well, you complete like 2 activities and you have like 1 filled meter. Like, it's pretty fucking clear choice. You can do snatch, where you basically pick up prostitutes, delivering them to someone. Escort, where you drive around people like just fucking, and some horny ass vans just follow you for some reason. Like, don't you have how do you even know that they're fucking in the back? Okay, I'm not gonna question it. There's Hitman, where like you pick someone from a list and you go to kill them, and for some reason you need a certain weapon to kill them. I don't know why you need to kill someone with a fucking RPG, but you do. There's insurance fraud, where you basically just jump in front of cars. The different types of cars you get hit by gives you different types of money. There's racing, where you just race against crappy AI. Drug trafficking, where you protect your drug dealer, and for some reason, every single drug dealer in the entire county just wants to kill you. There's shop, where you look for cars and deliver them to someone. Some will require modifications to be done, and others will be like, okay, just bring them in how it is. Mayhem, where you just get assigned a certain location of the city and you just blow shit up, kill people. Yeah, this is honestly the funnest one. Even though it's kind of funny, because like once you find like a whole packet of, I don't know what they're called, fences? Packet of fences, I think. Yeah. Basically, if you blow those up, you complete the activity. There's hijacking, where you damage a car. Like, okay, it's a certain car, and then there's like, hey yo, this dude is fucking up my car. Now I have to go fuck him up. Honestly, I hate this activity. It's my least favorite one. And then after you damage the car, they get out, they try and fight you. You can just fucking run them over because you're in a car. And then, yeah, you deliver them back. Demolition Derby, where you complete against multiple AIs, but instead of winning by being the last one standing, you win by destroying a certain amount of cars, which is fucking stupid, because the whole point of Demolition Derby, or like, I think so, I never like actually watched it, but logically is that if you're the last car standing out of everyone, you win. But no, that's not how this works in this game. You can complete strongholds too, and like strongholds basically just also help you just make the map more purple. And then honestly, there's a few good strongholds. The one few being like where you just go shoot up a abandoned police station and save your homie. There's one where you shoot up an entire parking garage because the Vice Kings decided to fuck with Julius's hockey game, and Julius is like, nah, that ain't happening.
Front of me. No one fucks with my hockey game.
There's one where you just spray paint the fuck out of some area, and like they're like, oh no, spray paint, no, fuck, this is no longer a land. You can legit do this stronghold without killing a single person. It's hilarious. The game starts out by creating your character. I decided after many playthroughs of me creating myself, I'm gonna be creating a rapper. I'm pretty sure you guys can guess who it is. After a whole gang war breaks out in front of you, you get the worst stick of the deal. You don't die, but you almost get ran over by this car. Well, it doesn't blow up yet. I'm getting too ahead of myself. Julius Little comes by, saves you from getting shot, and basically is like, hey yo, you want to join the Saints? Your character not having anything to do in life is like, fuck it, I guess. Also, Troy Bradshaw is there. Well, not Bradshaw in this game, but you know, that's something for later. The first mission basically has you going to the church, and you can either get your ass beat by the gang members in order to like canalize you, or you can beat their ass if you're me. And then Troy Bradshaw is like, hey yo, okay, nice job. Now even though it's your first day, there's like fucking rollers hanging around the area. We're gonna go shoot them. So first day of the Saints, you basically already have a 2-man body count. Second mission, there's a turf war going down, and Julius Little was like, nah, that ain't happening. For some reason, he once again grabs us, and it's like, hey yo, yeah, we just go shoot up the place. When we go back, he assigns every character to a different gang. Dex gets the Los Canales, Johnny Gat gets the Vice Kings, and Lynn gets the West Side Rollers. Now, let me give you a description of these 3 characters. Johnny Gat likes to kill people. Lynn likes to kill people, but a little bit less than Johnny. Dex does not like to kill people. Okay, that's each character. But like seriously, I guess you can kind of say like Dex is level-headed and he's like kind of not the smart one of the Saints, but he's kind of like the peacekeeper of the Saints. Johnny Gat is is the complete opposite of Dex.
I'm gonna skull fuck that bitch.
And Lynn is kind of like a sociopath. Am I saying that right? Sociopath, and it's basically just like I don't know what Lynn's character is, honestly. Like, honestly, the only redeemable feature that Lynn has is her fucking robotic ass voice and the fact that she just punches people all the time. With each character getting assigned a different gang, you, the player, gets the glorious option of picking which gang you want to go after at a certain time. Now, when you start going after a gang, that doesn't mean you can't go after another one. You can just combobulate yourself and fucking get all the gangs mixed up for some reason. Basically, it's like, hey yo, if you want to go after the Vice Kings, man, have your fun. You want to go after the Los Canales, have your fun. Now, I understand I'm saying the Los Canales, I don't care. Like, they're basically 2 different words, just one's in Spanish, one's in English. Shut the fuck up. Mission 1 of the Vice King. Johnny gets a phone call by Aisha telling us that her sister is being kidnapped. For some reason, instead of Johnny Gat going and saving her sister, we, the player, goes. We go to the warehouse, find out that the pimp that took her is basically at TNA, not the wrestling club, the strip club. And then we have to go like shoot up TNA and then get the key, bring her back to safety. Mission 2, Aisha and Johnny having a typical argument of, oh, you became famous and forgot about us. Aisha's like, nah, no I didn't. Aisha reveals to us that she's in a record label where
they rip you off left and right and they extort you to stay signed.
So basically every single record label. And she wants out of it by pulling a Tupac by fake killing herself. Well, I shouldn't have made that joke. I'm sorry. After rigging a random ass car with explosives, Aisha runs into a creepy ass fan who's been stalking her for I guess a very long time. After loading a whole clip into his skull and running to a very conveniently placed roadblock, we blow up the record label, causing mass destruction, mass hysteria. Yeah. Johnny takes Aisha on a date and the player drops by. Johnny reveals that Tanya, who kind of helps run the Vice King, she's like second in command, not like second, but like kind of like, you know, she's part of the main fucks. Basically, she fucks a lot of dudes, but not Benjamin King, because like, you know, he's Benjamin, poor Benjamin, always running into shit. After killing a bunch of her goons and fucking shooting up a whole brothel, we finally get our first cutscene with the Vice King. Warren, who is another one of King's second in command, is like, bro, these Saints blew up our studio and has committed mass murder against our men multiple times. We gotta do something. And King's like, so what? Tanya comes in, is like, hey yo, the Saints have blew up our studio and committed mass murder. We gotta do something about them. King's like, okay, maybe I'll consider it. And then they go to take back Prawn Court. This is also where we're introduced to pushbacks, where a rival gang will attempt to take back one's own district after well, they fail. After merely rocking the Kings and defending Prawn Court, we get Mission 4. Johnny gets the okay from Julius to attack an abandoned police station occupied by the Vice Kings. After cornering Tanya, Big Tony comes out of nowhere, knocks us out, knocks out Johnny. Basically, Tanya reveals that the police are corrupt. I know, right? Shocker. Corrupt police? No, who would have thought? Not in America, no. And basically he's arresting a bunch of the Saints. Johnny stabs him in the foot. We escape, and then Tanya's like, aw, shit. Julius and Dex devise a plan to get Johnny back. Basically, due to Johnny telling Tony that his girlfriend has multiple boyfriends, he's keeping her on a tight leash, and somehow she finds a loophole in the system. The player kills her driver, takes his place, and drives her back to Tony's crib. Now, for some fucking reason, well, we do know the reason, but we'll talk about that later. Troy is all like, okay, we're gonna go conveniently send Saints at this certain location where us, the player, is driving to go kill Tanya. After escaping the Saints, we go back to Tony's house, merely rock the fuck out of Tanya, and then we kill Big Tony, rescuing Johnny Gat in the process. After saving Johnny, John spends no time in recovering and basically like, hey, I still want to fuck up these Vice Kings. Basically, him and Dex come up with a plan to wear yellow and cause mass mayhem to make the Vice Kings look bad. We do that by shooting up a bunch of store clerks, fucking knocking down this big ass statue of bowling pins, and then destroying a statue. Warren is like, hey yo, stop being a pussy! We need to do something! And then King's like, nah, I mean, shit, why would I? No one gives a fuck about this bowling statue, come on. Out of all the residents in Stillwater, how many of these people actually are gonna remember that shit? Johnny comes up with a great, you know what, here's the thing, Johnny Gat is the only redeemable character in this entire fucking cast. Here's why I say that. Well, one, he has more charisma than literally every single character combined. And even though most of his plans are just I just want to kill people, he comes up with great plans. Here's an example. The public would obviously be skeptical if the police and the Vice Kings were seen at the same place. So we're gonna make sure they'll be seen at the same place by killing them, and then their dead corpse are just, all together. After that, Warren is like, okay, listen, King, if you ain't gonna take care of these Saints, I will. He betrays King. King John Wicks the fuck out of everyone and escapes. Well, he gets pinned down. Flashback, everyone. Woohoo! Julius and King go way back. Before the Saints, Julius and King grew up together in Sunnyvale, and Julius even dated King's sister Angela. After the Los Canales made their way into town, Benjamin King founded the Vice Kings, and he had to, of course, put his name in it, because, I'm so conceited. Basically, to combat the Los Canales. After Julius saw the route of violence that the Kings were going after, he dropped his flags and left the gang. After the West Side Rollers became a mix into Stillwater, he founded the Saints in order to stop gang violence. So basically, the Saints are trying to be saints by killing people. Good job. Nothing says putting a stop to gang violence by causing more gang violence. You could have became a cop or something and be like, hey yo, actually nah, don't become a cop. No one wants to become a cop. Who do you think you are? Troy Bradshaw? Oh fuck, I just spoiled it. After the player goes, saves King, we go and kill Warren. Well, first we take out a couple of his cars, then we kill Warren. We don't actually kill him because he somehow survives this explosion, and then Tanya's the one that officially puts him out. Now, since King is no longer part of the Vice Kings, and Warren's out of the situation, Tanya's now the one in the lead. I don't know why the fuck Big Tony isn't, but such is such. We take King back to the church, and he's given an ultimatum. You drop your flags of the leader of the Vice Kings, help us take down the Vice Kings, or Johnny Gat will just shoot you in the head. King, knowing that Johnny Gat will actually do that shit, was like, fuck, fine, I'll help you do that. And we, King the player, we go lure some Vice Kings into a police trap. After that, we decide to go after Tanya. Tanya being the stupid ass. Okay, here's a plot fallacy. We go and kidnap one of Tanya's friends, designers, Fabian. We hang him from a truck to get information about where Tanya is. Tanya is in the same spot where you think she would be, in the fucking what's the big, basically main villain tower. Wow, wouldn't have thought of that. Basically, we corner Tanya after causing mass murder. We get our first player dialogue, which is,
hope you don't mind hepatitis.
What?
We cause mass murder again, and then we corner Tanya. Tanya, being the very smart person that she is, decides, oh wait, there's 3 people in my office all carrying guns ready to shoot me. I'm gonna pull out a gun. Instead of shooting it, I'm just gonna talk. She gets shot the fuck up and falls to her death. And King's like, hey yo, I guess I don't want this house anymore, you can have it. Throws us the keys, and we get the best car in the game, which is Johnny's car, which is also called the Venom. After that, we have the West Side Rollers. First mission, Lynn has us go steal a bunch of cars. We arm the cars with explosives, and I guess like we just give them back to the Rollers. Rollers have no idea that there's bombs in the car. We, Troy and the player, decide to go race some of the Rollers. Rollers who also conveniently all have bombs in the car. Now here's the thing. For some reason, the explanation behind these bombs, or the bombs go off, the more pissed off the driver gets. I'm not gonna explain it. Troy basically is like on the passenger side throwing insults while you had to be close enough to the Rollers, and then boom. In order to get closer to the higher up, Lynn decides a brilliant plan of having higher ups being Joseph Price and Donnie and William Sharp. Joseph Price, who is basically this game's version of Brucey from GTA 4, but without the steroids or funny lines. Donnie, who is basically a respected racer mechanic, but like is a pussy. And then William Sharp, who's older than fucking trees, but is somehow managing a gang about racing. Basically, we go shoot up Donnie's warehouse, and then Lynn makes a fake rescue, because remember, Lynn is behind the scenes, she's double agent, and then she saves in quotations, Donnie, and then Donnie puts in a good word for her, and then brings her to William's house, fucking spoils all of William's plans in front of Lynn. William, who is pissed the fuck off, but like doesn't do anything because he's like, okay, shit, I guess Lynn ain't, Lynn is cool, I guess, she's definitely not a double agent. Donnie brings Lynn, by the way, since, we all cool, us the players, like peeking through the window, listening through everything. Donnie reveals in front of Lynn and William Sharp that the West Side Rollers are planning on hitting a convoy. And then the player stops that from happening, and then yeah. William starts to have doubts about Donnie's intelligence, and Joseph's like, nah. Donnie and Lynn come in and is like, hey yo, since we can't hit any more convoys, let's just steal cars. And William's like,
so your plan is to go steal cars? You really know how to think outside the box, Donnie.
We destroy the cars that the Rollers are gonna steal, and William's okay. Something ain't right here, and starts putting pieces together that Lynn is working for the Saints. William sets up the player by kidnapping Lynn and using her to convince you to go to a certain spot after you get whacked in the head with a baseball bat. Stuffed into the back of a trunk, Sharp invites Donnie for some reason to see Lynn. This causes Donnie to fucking get pissed and drive away in rage. Sharp dumps Lynn and the player into the sea, and somehow the player escapes and kills Sharp. Let me put this into perspective. The player gets hit in the back with a baseball bat, gets shot, gets fucking... I'm hoping Sharp is at least fucking smart enough to lock the trunk, pushes the locked trunk into the ocean, and the player still gets out. What? Okay. With the death of both Lynn and Sharp, both sides are ready for war, and the Rollers, they ain't waiting. Troy tells us that they're on the way to the row, and Julius decides not to wait. We take the fight to them. We pull a sneak attack on the Rollers on the bridge, and after taking them out and failing to get Joseph, we're stuck in his absence until, like, 1, you either complete all the strongholds, or 2, I guess he just decides to show up. When all said and done, we get a call from Joseph being like, hey yo, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and tells us to go to a car dealership. He attempts to run us over in a car holding transport thingy. We chase him down, destroy all the cars in the back, destroy the cab that he's in, and then we kill him. We get the second line of dialogue from the player.
An explosion! You okay, player?
I got ran over by a motherfucking truck. What you think?
Oh, quit being a bitch.
And then, you know, there's also, like, Donnie's, like, apparently the last one left, even though Donnie ain't gonna do shit because he's a pussy. But in that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the West Side Rollers. Now all we have is the Los Canales. Los meaning the. Basically, the stories with the Canales starts with Dex giving your whole backstory to the Canales. Due to them being all violent and shit, Dex is like, I'm gonna play it safe. We go blow up a couple drug labs. Drug. Dex and Troy are coming up with a plan to steal a truck, and Dex for some reason won't tell us why. With this cutscene is also the start of the only redeemable quality about Dex, which is the fact that he hates whenever someone says the Los Canales.
It's not the Los Carnales. Jesus, what's wrong with you?
After Troy hot wires a truck, we take that shit back to the row. For some reason, Troy decides to go around the same block 2 times, because, you know, we had to make the game hard and the map is too small, so we had to make them fucking take stupid routes. Oh yeah, we get the first cutscene with all the Los Canales. We have Angelo, who's basically like the only fucking good one out of this whole crew, who's basically just a hothead. We have Victor, who's like just a tank, and we have like these two. I don't care about them. Basically, Angelo gets cut by Manuel thanks to our actions. Hector reveals that due to a business opportunity closing in, they have to deal with the Saints as soon as possible. After attacking the row, Angelo gets pinned down by the Saints and Victor shows up like Batman. And the Saints, instead of shooting Victor, they're just like, damn, you just ate that bullet? Damn, that's pretty cool. And they die. A gang member comes and tells us that they're attacking the row, and we put into that shit. We just nip it in the bud. After the attack, Dex reveals that his plan is basically a 2006 version of the wooden horse tactic. After the plan instantly being stupid, because when we drive the truck full of Saints to the Lopez factory, there is no one guarding the front. There is no need for this truck. We go, shoot up the factory, and then basically take that shit over. Things boil over in the Los Canales family, and then yeah. This was also the cutscene. Well, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, since these guys speak Spanish a lot, I'm gonna turn on subtitles so I can understand what they're saying. The game, instead of putting what they say in Spanish, they just say Spanish. No, thank you, game. I didn't fucking know that. We get a cool introduction to my favorite gun in every single video game, the sniper rifle. We, the player, goes to the docks where a deal between the Los Canales and the Colombians are going down. And we just kill everyone, leading the police to come and just, I guess, pick up the few scraps, enraging Angelo. Like, Angelo is just pissed. With that, we go to where every single Colombian drug lord would obviously be, where they're obviously going to be making a deal. The strip club! Except for Psych, it's a trap, go back to the row. And then we get another attack on the row. Victor fucking gets nay-nayed, but like, he actually has like fire protection, so he gets nay-nayed, but like not entirely. With the Canales and the Colombians kind of like, I guess like not being on best terms right now, the Colombians make a deal with us that if you can get the drugs out of the police station and back in our hands, we'll be cool with you guys. Julius is like, fine, fuck, I guess I have to do it. Dex, for the first time, is like, ayo, let's just go kill every police officer. Troy is like, nah, let's not do that. And then instead, we just blow a hole in the wall. We go through the most annoying car chase, or one of the most annoying car chases in the game, where the police will just bump into you until they blow up. And then we take the drugs back to the thing. We make a deal with the Canales, we make a deal with the Colombians. And then Angelo is pissed, he goes to shoot up the restaurant that we're in. Fucking misses every shot, and then the Colombian, obviously, with just the best timing ever, has a paper underneath his hands saying, well, they're gonna be hanging out. Dex finally gets some balls. It was like, let's go take the fight to Angelo this time. We go shoot up his mansion and we corner Angelo. Angelo, with no bullets left, dies. Just kidding, it's Saints Row, and even though he has no bullets, our player's too incompetent to just shoot him. Angelo jumps out the window, gets to his garage, and then runs over the player. Just kidding, he misses. We go through a whole cool chase sequence. We go to a drawback bridge where Angelo jumps over, but Dex is like, oh no, please, no. I don't like big jumps. And Angelo's nowhere to be found. Until he is found. We go to the airport where he's planning on escaping because, pussy. The player in Dex goes up, shoots the fuck out of his plane, kills Dex. Fuck, I wish we can kill Dex. Kills Angelo, his wife shows up, we get the third player line.
So what's in here? Guns? Money? Some uncut shit? Shoes?
Actually, they're this season's new.
Hey, bullshit, that's last year's fall collection.
For some reason, this fucking psychopath cares about shoes. And then, that's the end of Los Canales, everyone. Whoop. Is this... Oh, fuck, my voice is cracked. And then we get the credits. Woo, let's go. We're not done yet, though. We get a call from the chief of police, and he's basically like,
Hey yo, I have Julius, and if you ever want to see him again, you're gonna kill one of the mayor candidates, my bad.
We go steal one of the buses that the mayor candidate's in. We park that shit on train tracks. Boom, mayor candidate's dead. Guess what? We don't get Julius, though. Mission 2. I guess, mission 2 after the main story. Johnny Gat sees that we're not back with Julius, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna go kill people. We go to ambush the entire police force, blow up every single car, go through the second most annoying car chase. No, literally 5 stars in this game is the most infuriating thing ever. Whoever designed the police in this game, you deserve to be arrested in real life. That's all I'm gonna say. Basically, after that, after killing, I guess, the entire police force, we get a call from the other mayor candidate who invites us to go to his fundraiser, which is for some reason on a boat in the middle of nowhere. We go to the fundraiser. He gives a whole supervillain speech, long ass supervillain speech. This man does not shut the fuck up. He basically reveals that we've been playing to his hands, and then boom, the boat blows up. Now, first of all, who blew up this boat? We don't know right now. We don't know yet. Well, technically I do know, but I'm just not saying it for suspense reasons. Troy gets a good, cool ass promotion because he's helping. He's basically an undercover cop, okay? Big shocker, a dude that looks like this being an undercover cop? No. I swear to God, that's not racist. This dude just legit looks like a cop. I would never trust a dude that looks like this. I would never trust a dude named Troy, honestly. And yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the Saints Row story. Whew, man, that was a lot to go over. Not really, honestly. The other, 5 games are fucking way longer than this one. Why do I like this story mode so much? Why did I choose, out of all games to start this series off, why did I choose Saints Row? Even though Saints Row is kind of a boring game, I do like the storyline. How an average Joe turns into a fucking psychopathic killer. Hold on, let me drink some water real quick. If you're watching this at home, you drink some water too, okay? I care about your health. You need to be hydrated, motherfucker. Basically, this player, he's, player, he's just in the middle of all this bullshit. And obviously he wants to be the best at what he does. So even though he's in the middle of all this bullshit, he's in the middle of gang activity, he goes out and does activities in order to gain respect. I like this. Instead of Julius is picking the player for no reason, he picks the player because he has respect. And he has done shit around the city. So it makes sense, I guess, a tad bit of why Julius depends on this player so much. If this door opens one more time, I swear to fucking God. I'm sorry for anyone that's watching this. I'm recording this shit in a shed. So yeah, the player does all this respect, or gets all this respect. Julius is like, alright, I'm gonna choose you. And due to all that, the player witnesses all this bullshit going down. This all wouldn't have happened if King started all this whole shit. He's the one that founded the Vice Kings. He's the one that dragged Julius into gang shit and founded the Saints. Not saying that the player obviously wouldn't have gone to just the Canales instead, but still, This story is a story of a random person just fitting in with his environment and leading him to a fucking this crappy ass situation. That's why I like this story so much. Like, it's stupid. It's a stupid story, but it has like a cool ass like theme of your surroundings make who you are as a person, at least most of the time, unless you're a weirdo. The characters in this game are they're not like really good, but sorry, I'm burping from all that water. They're not that good, but like, you know, they make the game entertaining. Some of the characters that I will say are really good is Benjamin King, Johnny Gat, William Sharp. Not because he's a good character, I just like his whole passive-aggressive attitude. Dex is okay, and then Julius is cool, even though Julius is a fucking dick. Fuck, this door opened again. What do I give this game out of 5 stars? That's how I'm gonna be rating all these games 1 through 5 stars. I'm like Dave Meltzer. I give it a 3.2. It's not bad enough to be a 2. Well, I wouldn't even say 2's bad. 2 is like, okay, I guess I'm gonna explain the star rating system. 1 is ass. Like, 1 is like, bro, I never want to even think about this game again. 2 is like, it's ass, but like, there's some qualities about it that makes it good. 3 is like, okay, it's a pretty average game. 4 is like, okay, it's great, but there is some fallacies that make it bad. 5 is like, let's go! This game's great! So my final verdict on Saints Row 1. It is 3 stars. It's not the best. Once you get done with the storyline, there ain't shit to do. This door opened again. I don't care. I'm just gonna let it open. I'm shirtless in this shed. Who wants to see my muscles, huh? I give it 3 stars. Okay, that's it. Bye.